So let's try and understand what the real challenges are. I will take us through some examples, and of course at the end of my presentation I'm very happy to take questions as appropriate. So, just as we saw what's going on with the Lion Kingdom, the customer-centric corporation is singularly focused on the customer. They don't do too many things other than that. And it's important to remember that you cannot have a product-related company or a product-centered company which says, okay, let's take a coat of customer focus and put it on top of it. Because the thinking of a product-centered company will be very different from the thinking of a customer-centric company. And this is something we have to understand. If you look at the history of industry in the last, say, about 100 years, starting from the late 1900s until today, first of all, it was the era of manufacture. You could manufacture your king. Then it came to the concept of, maybe marketing. But today, even marketing has to be supported extensively by customer understanding and customer centricity. It is truly the era of the customer. As you will all appreciate, we never had it so good. How many options we have for everything on earth? Sometimes the options are too many, and that causes paralysis, but that's another matter. So, it's not about saying, oh, let's become customer focused. It's much more than that. It's literally engaging in a complete new philosophy, a new thinking. I've recently been doing some work for a Norwegian company, which is in the shipping business, and what's surprising about Norwegians being in shipping, they're surrounded by water anyway. The shipping industry was never really customer focused. And that industry has undergone a dramatic transformation in becoming more and more focused. Rethink the vision, rethink the mission. It's not about making some minor changes here and there. It's about doing fundamentally big changes, and that's what the point is all about. So, here is something to think about just as to start our thought. What would your customers say if you were to ask them this question? Are we ETDBW? By the way, the term ETDBW is not mine. It belongs to Michael Hammer, the guy who with James Champy created Reengineering the Corporation. Really, ETDBW means, are we easy to do business with? And I've extended this to say, let's really go beyond this. This is low-octane stuff. The high-octane stuff is, do you feel wonderful doing business with me? Do you feel excited? Do you feel turned on doing business with me? And don't mix the metaphor, but seriously speaking, that's what it is. It's about, are you easy to do business? We spend lots of time just trying to get through to our service providers. It doesn't seem to happen easily or automatically. And what does this ease of doing business mean? Well, it means a few things, my friends. First of all, presenting a single face to the customer. So, if you've got to contact the customer, as a customer, if you've got to contact a service provider, you don't have to contact 6 people. You don't have to contact or send email to 7 different agencies. One face, one window, one shop. That's the first thing. The second thing then is about working differently with different customers, and I'll give you some examples of that as we go along. Of course, it's about anticipating customer needs. I mean, one of the changes that is taking place in your country, as I understand it, and I could be wrong, but because I arrived only 2 days ago, but the invention of Casa, it's an Estonian event. It was 2 Estonian programmers who built the software for Casa that allows you to download music as a challenge to Napster, and the rebirth of Napster, if you like. Now, I think that event alone has created such a furor in the rest of the world, and really speaking, everyone has sat up and said, hey, where is this place called Estonia? I think it's a fantastic opportunity for your country itself to say, listen, we are now more visible, and therefore, if we can attract the right kind of foreign direct investment, etc., and understand the needs of those people, anticipate them a bit, we're going to do a good job. Because really, you've already got the stage, thanks to those 2 or 3 young guys who I think sat in the old part of Tallinn and wrote that software, if I'm not mistaken. The next thing about ease of business is making your customer's experience a seamless one. Have you ever thought of this? You go to a hotel to check in. What do they first ask you? They first ask you for your credit card, is that right? They ask you for your credit card details. They don't want to talk to you if you don't have a credit card. Even if you've been to the same hotel 20 times. And I wonder, why? Why can you not store information about me? And if I'm telling you that I'm coming back, why don't you make the experience a seamless one? Say, hello, Mr. Swaminathan, how are you? Because I've already got the information about you. You don't have to fill in your form, fill in your passport details, sign here, sign there, sign. It's amazing. It's truly amazing why this has to be done. Why can't we make our experience a seamless one? That's what ease of doing business is all about. And of course, following the IKEA model or the do-it-yourself, the DIY model, let customers do more if they wish and let them pay less therefore because they're taking some of the load. This is basically the philosophy of ease of doing business. The one thing I want to add here to this is more than doing things easily, how about adding one more dimension? The dimension of emotion. Making you feel fantastic when you are served by a service provider. Making you feel very special when you're served by a service provider. And I think there is a true shortage of this in the entire world. Everything has become too transactional. Even our lives have become too transactional. Why else do you think Starbucks is a success? What's Starbucks? Starbucks is the third place to go. Life is a bitch at work. Yeah? Life is a bitch at home. So I want a place between home and work, which is Starbucks. So you pay $4 for a cup of coffee that's not worth 50 cents. And Howard Schultz makes the money. It's because there are drops of emotion that have been dropped into the Starbucks concept. That's what Starbucks offers you. Starbucks offers you a release from the daily tensions of life. And I really think that organizations that understand that when their customers come to deal with them, they must somehow or the other provide an environment where the customer feels something special. Just dealing with us, we won the customer, and then we may not be competing on price alone. Otherwise, remember, the moment I start competing on price, there's only one winner, the customer. The service provider is a loser. You cannot make money by selling for less continuously and maintaining quality. It just doesn't work. The arithmetic will not add up. And that's something important for us to understand. Okay, so to wind up the ease of doing business really thing, we talk about measuring what customers want, what customers are interested in, not what is easy to measure. And you might remember that wonderful story of this a nice morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. It was a Sunday morning holiday. Here was this guy driving this Beetle in the Alps, the Swiss Alps. He was doing about 40 miles an hour, whistling away, having a beautiful time. And all of a sudden he found, a girl in a flaming red Ferrari zip past him at 90 miles an hour. And he said, oh heck, what does she think of herself? Let me step on the gas. So he stepped on the gas and sped up. Of course, his bug could do about 50 miles an hour max. So he was doing 50 miles an hour max speed when all of a sudden he found a cop car come by, wave him and say, come on, pull up. And the cop walked up to him and said, excuse me, sir, your driver's license and registration, please. The guy said, hey, officer, what did I do wrong? Did I break some law? Why are you stopping me? The cop says, well, sir, you see the speed limit? It's 40 miles an hour. You were doing 50. So I'm booking you for overspeeding. The guy says, you must be bananas. Didn't you see that girl zipping away at 90? You didn't catch her, you bothered to catch me? The cop says, well, I can't catch up with her, so I might as well grab you. So, I mean, it's a bit like, Let me measure what I'm capable of measuring, never mind what you need. And I think we need to build, this is what happens if you slap customer focus on a product-centric company. Because all your measurements, your dashboard is all related to manufacturing. And then you try to tweak it and change the label and call it marketing, it doesn't work. That's why we need a completely new vision, a new mission, etc., if you want to move from being product-centric to customer-centric.